Hey Tor, my name is Jody Jorgensen, and I would officially like to apply to be a participant in this year's Great Pool Experiment. I love your system, and you're a fantastic teacher, and I would love to be able to learn from you and spend some quality time. But first, I need to go get a haircut. All back from the barber shop, looking good and ready for my debut. Again, my name's Jody, and this is my 14-day experiment audition tape. This is my awesome family, my son Colin, and my lovely wife Jennifer. We also have a daughter.
Hi, Tor. Hola.
We also have a daughter, but she's not here right now.
In Argentina, in South America, to be exact.
And that's a picture of her, our Sarah.
Yep.
So, why do you think I should be chosen for the 14-day experiment?
Because you love pool and you really like learning about it. And you want to be awesome at it.
That's right. Jen?
I think that you should go or deserve to go because you are certainly ready for your next level of being challenged by even yourself. And I think being shown the ropes by somebody who is a professional and has been doing it for quite some time, you would certainly learn so much more hands-on, and that it would be an incredible opportunity.
She's seen all of your movies.
Yes, sort of.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So now that you've met everyone, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Calgary, Alberta, more or less. And when I was 12 years old, I kind of got mixed up with some bad people and ended up having to perform 50 hours community service. And I was looking for a place to do community service, and I found a pool hall right beside my house. And I went and I asked the owner of the pool hall. I explained the situation to him, and he thought that it would be an alright idea if he took me on to sweep floors and clean up tables and et cetera, to work off my community service. So that's when I found a real love for the game. Unfortunately, he sold the pool hall, and I believe it's a liquor store now. And my family moved up to Edmonton a couple of years after, and we lived in a community where there wasn't a pool hall close by. And idle hands, I was starting to get in trouble again. And then timers opened up, and I walked in there one day and had a chat with the owner there, a nice dude named Jack, and I gave him a proposition. I would come in there and sweep and mop the floors and make everything nice and tidy and clean up the tables. And all I wanted in return was free pool anytime I wanted to go shoot pool, and he had to give me pop. So I got a really good deal on that because I practically lived in the pool hall after that. And yeah, so all of my waking time I'd spend in the pool hall, and met up with one of the older guys there. His name was Fred, and he was a really good player who wasn't afraid to teach someone like me and take me under his wings, so to speak. Because there's a lot of guys out there that just don't want to share the art, which I think is a shame. But Fred, he taught me how to play pool, basically, and so I would spend hours and hours and hours in the pool hall, and then a few years after doing that, like for 5 years probably, I think I spent in that pool hall. We had our daughter Sarah, young parents. Just leave it at that. And I kind of fell out of love with the game for probably about 5 years until I had a couple of hours to burn on a Thursday afternoon. Every Thursday afternoon when my daughter was in preschool, and me and a buddy of mine would go down to the local Legion and shoot pool with all of the veterans there. And sometimes we do okay, but most of the times we get killed by these guys. Really good players, really good learning experiences. Playing with guys that have been playing pool, twice as long as you've been alive. So it was, it was a good time. And yeah, we moved out to the country from Edmonton when we were expecting our second child, and my only prerequisite for our new living quarters was it had to have room for a pool table, and that's all I really wanted was it had to have room for a pool table. Location didn't matter, proximity to shopping centers, etc. didn't matter to me. The only thing that mattered was it had a pool table, and as you can see, there it is. Yeah, so we moved out here, and for the last 4 years, I've been playing in the CPA league, and it's been a really good time. I started out as a 4, and like most players do, and 2 years ago I found the 0x system, and I realized that my game is a little bit flawed because I have a few bad habits from years and years of practicing bad habits, basically. And what's up?
I just continue.
You just watching me? Okay, that's cool. So watching the 0x system, I saw that my game had lots of flaws, so I decided that now was the time to better myself and figure out how this crazy game actually works. So I implemented a lot of the things from the 0x system, and I had a fairly steep learning curve, and while I was implementing the things from the system, I struggled quite a bit, and then one day it just kind of everything clicked, and I went from being a 4 to being a 6 in the CPA standings, and it was just beautiful how everything came together one day. I'm not sure how else to explain it, but so lately I've been trying to implement some of the more advanced techniques from the system, and again I've been struggling, and I think that some time with Tor, 14 days is beautiful, and would be, an incredible experience and something that I would be incredibly grateful for, because now I'm sort of in that slump again. So I think Tor is a man to get me out of that slump and bring me up to the next level, and I'm ready for that. Some of the things that I'd like to work on, my stroke. I've been working quite a bit on my stroke since finding the 0x series a little while ago. I found that I was standing up too quickly, that I wasn't lining my shots up, that I wasn't stopping the tip of the cue. So those are the things that I implemented basically right away, and and now I'm just wanting to work on just further improving my stroke, getting better at ball selection and patterns and runouts, kicking and banking. Everybody can use work on kicking and banking. The diamond system is absolutely fantastic. I've managed to wrap my head around most of the beginning parts. Some of the uh, more advanced parts I still kind of struggle with. Again, this is stuff that I'm hoping that you can help me with. Position play, I can move the rock pretty good, but always room for improvement. I struggle with long shots and confidence at times. Sometimes I second guess myself when I am right in the middle of a shot, and uh, those are the shots that I usually miss. And center ball control, I find myself using quite a bit of spin. Um, but again, I don't know how to use spin properly, so it's sort of a hit and miss with that. And I'd like to just work on my consistency with that. So yeah, that's me. I hope to meet you in person one day and take advantage of the 14-day experiment and kind of pick your brain a little bit and uh, see if see if I can improve myself, and then bring that back up to Canada and share it with my teammates and with the people that I play with at the Legion, and teach my kids the system, and well, anybody that wants to learn really, because what's the point in knowing how to play the game unless you're willing to share your knowledge and help other people improve their game as well. Thank you very much for your time, sir, and I look forward to hearing from you. And I really look forward to getting my book. I'll be getting that next Wednesday in time for League Pool at the Legion. And yeah, it's a beautiful book, and I can't wait to get my hands on it and start practicing things. All right, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. Take care, Tor.